Hello, everyone. Welcome again to the Spin Room with Dr. Elliott Morgan. I'm Dr. Elliott Morgan. Big developments happening today, folks, from the greatest minds our nation has to offer, by which, of course, I mean the Republican establishment. So Senator Tommy Tuberville, who, not for nothing, looks exactly like how you would imagine a Tommy Tuberville to look, went on Fox Business to kind of just toss the ball around a little bit, kind of trying to come up with some ideas that might help the Republican Party keep from getting creamed in the midterms. Their big idea? It's called helping people. I know. It's a pretty neat idea. It might help them not get creamed in the midterms as much. It might even help them compete with all these pesky democratic socialists who just won't shut up about actually helping Americans. So let's take a look at this interview, and then we're going to check in on CNN to see the issues that Republicans are actually really fixated on. Yeah, I'm going to want to hear it.
Now let's bring in Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville. Mr. Tuberville, welcome, sir. As always, you may have heard some of our colloquy going on, but I want to ask you, the socialists are winning. They're taking over the Democratic Party. The Republicans are doing nothing. I mean, you got...
Is colloquy like an illness?
Stuff out there. The polls are lousy. There's an economic boom, and no one seems to know about it. And today you had this very important article showing that people are paying more in taxes. They're spending more on tax payments than on food, clothing, and shelter. And the Senate, with all due respect, Senator Tuberville, and you're one of my favorites, as you know, but the U.S. Republican Senate ain't doing a thing about it.
I have to agree with you, Larry. You're exactly right. We're getting ready to go on a recess. You know, we're only in 2 weeks in September. We're off the whole month of October. I'm with you.
This is a beautiful exchange already. Yeah, I got to agree with you. Yeah, we're not, I guess we're not like, quote unquote, doing anything.
But we need to give the American people something before the election, or it's not going to be good. And that's going to have to be reconciliation. Now, whether we do one or two before the election, we need to make a decision on that. But if we don't do something and turn this around on the Democrats, because they just hold us hostage every day. You know, we're getting ready to try to do a farm bill. Now they're changing all the rules with the farm bill. We can't get anything done. The farmers are dying on the vine. So you're exactly right. We've got to give the American people something to chew on for the next few months so we can keep the majority up here, but we're not acting like we're the majority.
I'll tell you the John McLaughlin poll, likely voters, Senator, so it's no phony baloney. Likely voters, were the Trump tax cuts last year enough to improve the economy? Only 26% said yes. All right. Is the economy today getting worse or better? 56% worse, 37% better. That's a 20-point deficit, sir. Those are bad numbers. And with all due respect to the Alabama farmers who are probably suffering because of unnecessary tariffs, the fact remains, I don't think people want more farm aid. I think they want lower taxes and lower costs throughout the economy.
Okay, breaking news again, folks. The guy on Fox Business thinks the answer to all the problems is more tax cuts. This is really shocking behavior. You got to hand it to him for the sheer consistency.
And why is it that they don't know there's an economic boom? Really, it's not showing up in any of these numbers. How is that possible?
Well, there is an economic. Our economy is really good.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how much I hope they continue going down this this line of reasoning. I hope they nail this home as much as possible, because if you are not a Republican, you don't have a goldfish memory, you might remember that in the 2024 election between Kamala Harris and Donald J. Trump, the liberals were quite frequently saying, actually, the economy is doing really good. And they would point to certain metrics that were very abstract, that didn't connect with actual working Americans. And so it fell really flat. And then you had Trump come along, who ran on a campaign of no new wars and fixing the economy, and he understood, at least ostensibly, that people were suffering economically, and then he went and crashed it even more and started an illegal war with Iran.
If you look at all the factors, it's all out there. It's all about marketing, though, Larry. But you got to give it to these socialist, communist Democrats. They play hardball, and they keep us on one subject, and we stay on that subject, and we don't get on the positive things. We've had to play negative ball with these people for the last 7 or 8 months.
Yeah, why do they keep hounding us? You know, they act like we're elected officials whose job is to represent the interests of our constituents, and what they're just like complaining. What about all the good stuff? The Dow's over 50,000.
President Trump's been trying to push several things like the Save America Act, but at the end of the day, what is it about? It's about the economy. It's about the economy, and it is getting better, and we've got to sell that. Hopefully we'll do that for the next 2 months, but we could help that if we'd go out and do a reconciliation, maybe 2 of them before the election, and give the people something to chew on and give them some wins. But right now we're not getting any wins. We're just sitting around twiddling our thumbs, and people are complaining we're going on vacation.
I mean, it's incredible stuff. You know, what if we do 1 or 2 things to help people? Have we considered that? I mean, we maybe should do 1 thing at least. If we want to get real crazy, we could maybe do 2 things to help the American people. But let's keep our eyes on the prize here, folks. Okay, this is the Republican Party. They might be baffled about how to get their own party to actually not lose the midterms and actually connect with the American people and actually do something that makes their lives even a little bit better. But can you really blame them for not knowing how to go about doing that? Like, these are the same folks who seem really hung up still on this one particular question. And that question is, who won the 2020 election? Which none of them seem to be able to give a straight answer on. And if you even ask that question, then Caroline Sunshine is going to make fun of you for it and call you cringe. So let's go ahead and check in on CNN to watch this exchange, because it's really, really beautiful. I don't think they're sending their best.
Three nominees, one simple question. Who won the 2020 election? It's becoming a thing during these hearings. The nominees have no trouble saying Barack Obama beat John McCain. They have no trouble saying Obama beat Mitt Romney. Yeah, when it comes to Biden versus Trump, listen.
Be a man, be your own man right now and stand up and answer a question, yes or no. Did Joe Biden win the 2020 presidential election, yes or no?
The United States Congress.
Oh, there you go. Sir, stop.
Who won the 2020 election?
Senator, under the constitutional system, and in particular the 12th Amendment, Joseph Biden received the majority of the electoral college vote.
In the 2020 election, who won between Donald Trump and Joe Biden?
Well, Joe Biden was certified by a joint session of Congress, and so as a matter of law, he was the elected president.
Yeah. So, like, technically, if you think of, like, I mean, yeah, like, I mean, you know, if you go by the law, you know.
That's just silly. That's just silly.
You could say
it's kind of dumb. I'm not gonna lie.
Dumb.
Like, are we really gonna do this?
It is so cringe watching these Democrats do this line of questioning. It's like
that's what's cringe.
Yes, that's what's cringe. I mean, you do you, Caroline.
I love when they feign condescension. This is my favorite. This is maybe, if we're going to talk about spin, this is my favorite kind. It's when someone who clearly just has their talking points and knows that there's nothing behind them, there's no substance to them, so they make up for it with this cadence that makes you sound like you're the moron for asking a very simple question, because they know that Republic cucks refuse to actually enter reality and must succumb to what the emperor wants.
No, it's like
I do not envy the job that you guys have.
Who's like, hey guys, we're gonna play our greatest hits.
Caroline,
and you're
I'm
like,
sorry,
okay,
but what
you guys were good in the 80s.
Cringe?
Now there's no crowd. Nobody cares. They're wearing the tight leather jeans. They look terrible, and you're just like, wow, you guys are has-beens. This is all you have.
Caroline, hey Caroline,
who
won the
She definitely, man, that's, yeah, she was definitely well liked in high school and college. I bet she wasn't mean to anybody. I bet she never bullied anybody. That's the cadence of someone who was very well versed in bullying.
20 election.
Yeah, Carolyn, who won?
Oh, Joe Biden, but it was
Okay.
big
See how
tech.
simple?
Oh,
See how
wow.
simple?
There you go.
Mark
There you go.
Zuckerberg did not
She
get
said
the White House,
one
attended
name.
UFC events.
It's like magic.
This is
You guys got to get new material.
hold on. This is the longest game of password ever. The secret word is 2020. No gestures,
stuck.
guys. No
This is
genuflecting. Please don't give an answer.
Just
this is
answer.
ridiculous.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
answer the question and move on. You look bad. You
do.
and this is what
bad.
This is what Americans get frustrated about. That our politicians have to spend this time asking these inane questions and getting inane answers. And that's where people lose voters.
Yeah, it is where they lose voters, or I guess you should say more specifically, it's where they've lost voters. But who knows? I mean, there are, again, great minds in the Republican Party. And if the best they can come up with is maybe we should help people, maybe even once or twice, then I cannot wait for the midterms. I'm going to start putting my decorations up now because it's going to be an absolute bloodbath. And again, it will look a lot like Halloween decorations because it'll be around the same time of the year, but it's just going to be skeletons. And that will, of course, symbolize the death of the Republican Party, at least the power that the Republican Party currently holds in our government, which is just choking people out from their wallets and taking everything that they want. Because the Republicans don't really care about working class people. What they understand is that working class people have fears and they know how to play on those fears. But their wallets, they don't care about. Their actual material conditions, they don't care about. What they care about is making sure that those constituents continue to blame their neighbors and the people in other countries and their fellow citizens rather than looking upward to see that they're being screwed over on a day-to-day basis. And they know deep down that those people are waking up to that because there's a new platform, there's a new kid in town, and his name is the DSA, and they're actually having to reconcile the fact. They're having to explain themselves and tell their own voters why they have done absolutely nothing while Donald Trump continues to go after the SAVE Act, or has people, construction contractors read him like bedtime stories about the ballroom that he's created, or they're trying to jangle keys in front of him about the Iran war, and he'll just fire anybody wearing a uniform that disagrees with him because he's absolutely obsessed with people in uniforms who then will not tell him the truth because they don't want to get fired. It's really incredible. I can't wait. So anyway, also maybe, look, Republicans, if you're going to send a pro-MAGA pundit on CNN, maybe don't make them sound like the most elitist person you've ever heard in your life. If you're trying to connect with normal people, just a free thought, just a free piece of advice, do whatever you want with it. Or don't. Honestly, I hope you continue hammering this idea home that the economy is actually doing well and you just don't understand because it's all marketing. Yeah, when people can't afford to put food on the table, that's not marketing. That's just, you're doing a bad job. That's what it is. And the idea that you're going to insult their intelligence is beautiful because I saw it happen with the Democratic Party and it did potentially help them lose the election. So hopefully the same happens to you. It's sort of, there's a Greek term called enantiodromia, and it's the tendency of things to turn into their opposites. And so you had the Democratic Party saying actually people are stupid, the economy's doing great, and now look at that. You have the Republican Party. It's really beautiful. Life is just a Ouroboros, flat circle. It's really filled with beauty and wonder if you can see behind all of the vitriol and disdain and BS that we're constantly bombarded with on a second-to-second basis. This is Spin Room with Dr. Elliott Morgan. Don't forget to click like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. I will, right? You'll be here? Great. You can